tell me. Where's that, man? Come on. Look, man, we know how we come in. You know how I want to come in. You know I want to hear my shit. Come on, man, get you a coaster, man. We're civilized. You know what I'm saying? We're proper. We're proper. Until they cut the check. I'll turn that a little bit. Sometimes I wonder. Yeah.
And we're back.
Yeah.
It's your boy, Ivy Joe.
It's your boy, Jacory, at Just Kingin'.
And we are Hot Takes and Half Truths.
I already know, man. We the Prince of Proper 12. So, Hot Takes, Half Truth. Y'all already know the podcast where just because we agree
doesn't mean we agree.
There it is. So, back again.
One more again. Another beautiful week. Today, not so beautiful.
Hit or miss.
Yeah, definitely hit or miss. But
hit or miss. Had a bit of a maelstrom.
Definitely a beautiful day. Beautiful week in West Palm. It should be a beautiful weekend.
Hopefully.
I see sun for Saturday and Sunday, man.
Well, let's get it.
Let's get it. So with that said, feel free to reach out to us at HT Squared Pod on both IG and Twitter.
Yeah, hit us up.
You can find us on our channel on YouTube at Hot Takes and Half Truth Podcast, and the same on SoundCloud, Hot Takes and Half Truth Podcast.
There it is.
With that said, man, I mean, we already kind of talked about it before. This week kind of went by like a blur, but how was your week?
A blur. Nah, man, it was a lot of work, little sleep. So I'm fucking little man. It was a couple nights, but the joys of parenthood. You know what I'm saying? Bundles of joy, man. You should bring one into the world next week. You know what I'm saying? Get like your boy. Get like your boy. Then we could be hot takes, half truth, and half slept or whatever, half rested.
Man. Well, one of these days, hopefully someone would choose me.
I be like women that choose.
Yeah, I be like aggressive women. With that said,
get you a feminist.
Nah.
I see you getting quick on the boards too. You getting quick on the boards, man.
You know, as you say, baby, practice makes perfect, baby.
Yeah.
So the more and more we do it, baby, I'm gonna get better at it.
Repetition is the father of learning. That's what they say, right?
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
I can pretty much say the same though. My week was pretty much the same, bro. I mean, it was a blur. There was a lot going on. We had the we had the little
safety shit.
Yeah. So I was working.
Okay.
Most of the week, and then that kind of took up 2 days, and then today I had an all-day meeting. So back end of the week was
you was inactive for quite a while today. I was trying to shoot your little IM, but it seemed like your little dot would have never changed colors.
The funny thing about it, if you would have hit me, I would have saw it. I'd been but it was up. I was looking at it.
When people showing meetings though, you know what I'm saying? I've had the luck. The fortune of hitting the person that's leading the meeting. And say some shit like, I ain't even gonna go there.
Yeah,
but
I understand, baby.
You already know, man.
I already know, baby. I already know. So yeah.
So if I see you in the meeting, I see the red dot or the busy or something, I'll text you before I hit you on the IM.
I'm pretty much the same way. So, but other than that, man, it was just shit. Went to sleep. It was Monday night. Next thing I know, it was this morning.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say you woke up in a Bugatti.
Nah, I wish so. One of these days.
Thought the nigga was finna say he woke up in a new Bugatti. Damn, Ace Hood. Okay.
With that said, baby, I guess we can get into a little bit of what you're listening to.
This week was mellow. Still bumping nip. I found myself listening to, something like Ocean Views or something on the way back. Mm-hmm. I went all the way back to the Marathon Continues, which was the first tape that I heard from him, which originally
keep going
introduced me to him. Man, you got W's in here?
No, the AC went off.
Oh.
Pulled it in. Like the moment I felt it and I heard it, I was like, I know what that is.
Okay. I was about to say, well, let me know if we need to bring some sage over this bit, man. Get the spirits out.
You didn't smell the sage when you walked in, baby?
Man, I don't know what sage smells
like. I'm already on that. I'm like, hey,
I see people burning sage and it look like what I do with the bag of charcoal when I'm trying to light my chimney. You know what I'm saying? Look like they just took the little piece of the bag, twisted it up, put a little fire to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to get into that though. not so much into sage, but into like stones and stuff, so like tiger's eye, quartz, onyx, all that stuff. I started getting really into like the metaphysical properties of some of these of just stones and things like that. So sage seems like it would be right up my alley. Shout out to my homegirl who I discovered was a witch. Caught your ass. She said I was the first person to ever ask her, and it's just like, okay, this seemed weird, bitch. Right. Yeah, bit knew a little too much about everything.
Yeah.
Well, you just put that lizard's tail in there. Like, what?
What?
I made that part of it. But you know, we had some conversations, and it was like after, you know, when somebody is knowledgeable on something for a long, you know, for a while, it seems like they shouldn't be.
Yeah.
For me, that question was just like, it sound like a witch, you know. So when I asked her, I was just joking, and she was like, actually, yeah. And I'm like, damn, wasn't expecting that.
Yeah.
But I digress. So old school Nip. I was listening to the old Nip, and then I believe his name is Amir Obi. I might be messing that up, but nice mellow, kind of mellow tunes. My nephew put me on.
Okay.
I'm mixing two people. The guy I was listening to is Xavier Omar.
Xavier Omar.
Yeah.
What you thought of him?
I like it, man. He got this song. He got a couple joints, but let me see if I go in here. So Blind Man, I like. All right, I'm getting all these ads and stuff. Clearly, I need to upgrade to the paid.
Yeah, man, but
just Xavier Omar, man.
LeBron,
if you go on to Spotify and just listen to his
if LeBron ain't upgrade yet, baby, you ain't got to upgrade, man.
I ain't upgrading. I do have one service that's split for the fam, but that's it. But if you go on Spotify, man, Spotify, it's a playlist called This Is Xavier Omar, and I hope I'm saying that right. He got 2 dots over the O.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know how to pronounce them shits. So that's what it is.
So,
Xavier Omar. What about you?
Hot takes and half truth, baby. Honestly, bro, I've just been listening to a little bit of more, going back old school to T.I. Been listening to a lot more T.I.
Okay.
Especially when I'm riding.
So you anti-Kodak, I see. All right. So I see.
I wouldn't necessarily say that, although, you know, Kodak makes it very easy to be anti-Kodak.
Does he?
But,
his music be fire though.
Yeah.
That last CD was fire, and I'm finding it hard to defend him. But then I just put on Identity Theft, and I'm like, God damn, he got one.
But
he got me.
A little bit of T.I. and I think that's probably about, you know, and then a lot of that.
You listen to no, I'm serious though.
I'm listening to everything, man. I put that bitch like when I'm riding, put that shuffle on, everything come out. Like that G shit came on last night. I was like, man, this shit rolls, nigga. Him and Jeezy. That shit was hard. I replayed that shit about 3 times in a row. I was like, oh shit, I love that nigga like pop.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a little bit of that T.I. and definitely on the weekend, I listen to a little more of that Erykah Badu and Frankie Beverly and Maze, like on Sundays.
For sure.
That's that.
Sure, you get soulful with it.
Oh yeah, man. On Sunday you gotta go into the week with the right frame of mind.
Those are my old days. I just gotta go into the week now. I just limp into the week, man.
As long as you're getting that motherfucker.
Tired.
As long as you're breathing and upright.
Yeah. Huh? Hey, you already know. I ain't complaining. I'm here. You know, showing up is half the game. So
Hell yeah.
You can definitely count on me to show up.
Yeah, 50%.
There you go.
With that said, I know we haven't touched on it in a while, but I know I seen your tweet earlier this week. What you reading?
Oh yeah, I got back into it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm posting it again.
So what you what you currently on, man?
This month the book is Ego is the Enemy by Ryan Holiday, I think it is. Ego is the Enemy by Ryan Holiday. So good book.
You can definitely see it on his Twitter page, Just Kingin.
Yeah,
if you need to.
Absolutely. I got a
Twitter and IG.
Yeah,
definitely up there.
I don't know if I posted on IG on Twitter as much. I saved it as a video, so I just rerun the video and then I'll put a picture up of whatever this week's book is. Every Wednesday, hashtag What You Read Wednesdays. Trying to encourage, my people to read a little bit more, man, because it's really nuggets, it's gems out there, and I'm stumbling upon them, and I'm just trying to, make everybody else aware of them, or just put it out there in the universe. Mm-hmm. But I guess I'm doing it in a way such that if people are interested, they will seek it.
Yep.
because no longer am I like the guy to try to force feed some stuff on you, because that often, you know, that go in one ear out the other. So I actually get a lot of I won't say a lot, so I got like 800 followers, 815, something like that, which makes no sense, because I'll gain like 20 and then instantly lose like 30. So it's like, y'all really just hit me up just so I can add you, and then you drop me. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe you see I ain't that active. So
that's why I'm quick to like, I don't follow everyone that follows me real quick.
I need to know you here for the long haul.
Especially when I see them and they like caves behind their shit. I'm like, yeah, they just trying to get me to.
Yeah, man, y'all clout chasing, man. You can't get me. I ain't even on Instagram that like that. Yeah, I ain't that active. I ain't got notifications on.
There no more.
Oh, fair weather fans. But yeah, so I actually get hit up by probably every time I post that 5 to 10 people. So it's interesting, you know, people are seeing it, they want to read, and it's almost like there's a reluctance from people to read. And I even think with the book list, with 12 books, people feel like some kind of pressure to try to keep up. And it's like, you know, I had a kid, man. I had a kid, so I did not read the last month's book. Well, I did read it, but I didn't read it last month. Let me put it that way. Okay. I also read Ego is the Enemy before, but now I'm rereading it, right? It's not, none of these books are really long, so it's like, if you can just find 30 minutes a day to sit and read, and I'm a slow analytical reader, so if I'm finding 30 minutes to sit and read, you know, I stumble through like 5-10 pages a day. But these are 100-page books, you know, 120, 150-page books. So you can make it through it, man. You just gotta, it's all about creating positive habits. You know, we sit and we'll watch Love and Hip Hop.
Yeah, facts.
You know, all these shows, we give all these shows, you know, our time of day, but we get nothing back from them, right? We get entertainment, right? So we're entertaining stuff, but that's not helping you better your position as a person. You know, a lot of these books, man, that I picked on this list, they are either going to help you directly, like they're self-help books, or they're fictions or fictional stories or whatever, novels that touch on topics that are kind of heavy in today's society, whether it be, you know, like domestic violence, whether it be, you know, masculinity and femininity, and just trying to find that balance between, you know, being a man or a woman in today's society and what that means. I got some spiritual things in there with like the 4 agreements. I got, you know, things on anxiety with Charlemagne book. You know, I got a little bit of everything in there. So it's all about just, you know, picking the book up and just turning the page, you know, and making a positive habit of, you know, winding your day down, or whenever you decide to do it. I don't care if you're on the toilet, man. Just take the book in there, get you 5-10 minutes whenever your legs start to go numb, you know, and get you whatever that is. Just take the book with you, and you'll grow from it. I guarantee. I got books in there about money, man, so people can, you know, learn about money, stock market, mutual funds, cryptocurrency. I got all. Come on, man. I'm trying to get us there. You know what I'm saying? The marathon continues. You can't. And I was doing this before Nip passed, so y'all can't say I'm jumping on the marathon bandwagon, but you know. And I'm not comparing myself to the man. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely in episode 1.
Yeah. Yeah. Which was, when we start that? Before? After New Year?
Yeah, that was like maybe a couple of weeks before the Super Bowl.
Okay. So that's it. So that's again, What You Reading Wednesday is Friday now, but Ego is the Enemy by Ryan Holiday. So y'all check that out.
Yeah, go check that out.
You too.
Definitely, man.
Where your copy at, man? You got.
I brought it up.
Start checking him. He brought it up. I'm gonna start checking him. Where your copy at, man?
You know what? We're gonna
Where your copy at, man?
Again. With that said, I guess it's drink of the week. I guess we're gonna double up.
Look, we didn't finish the bottle, so I'm sorry, y'all. We got another bottle, but it don't make sense though. Crack open another bottle. We might be on this next week too, because we still got about half.
I mean, I haven't.
I don't drink as much now that I gotta, you know, I have like meaning to going home. I don't know. And not to say that I didn't have meaning and purpose before.
You have another job to go home
now
to.
It's like heightened now, since, you know.
You got to be aware of what's going on.
Man, that shit is beautiful though. Because like yesterday I got home and like just usually just have like this just deer in the headlights kind of look. He's, you know, when they knew, they don't know. They whatever. But so he had this look in his on his face or whatever, where he's just like staring off into anything. And I get back, and I don't know what I said to him, but just something like, "Is that my boy? Is that my boy?" I'm saying he just lit up and started smiling and wiggling. This is like, yeah, he know his daddy, boy. Yeah, turn up, turn up. He was giving mama hell all day, and then daddy come home and it's time to play.
Yeah. That's how I use the word.
That's what she be mean mugging me.
Mm-hmm. But that sounded like what my sister went through last year, though. I mean, well, 4 years ago. My mom would get home and everything would chill out by the time my mom would get home, and she done went through it all day.
I ain't got nothing to do with that, baby. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can't take it out on us, you know what I'm saying? Can't take it out on us. I've been fighting battles. We be fighting battles, doing whatever we doing. We get back, you know. It's a good reward. That's all I'm saying. Come home, get a little smile. Big smile. You got a big smile. You got a big mouth. So.
With that said, I guess this week we can kind of go off the dome.
Man, this shit gonna be quick.
Yeah, it seems like it. But
because yesterday was Sunday.
Yeah.
Yesterday was Game of Thrones.
Yeah, basically. I guess we can talk a little. You watched that?
Hell yeah.
I guess we could.
HBO got my 15.
Yeah, I guess we could.
That's what I was talking about. HBO got my 15. Only until this damn season go off though. And I'm out.
Let's start with this stuff I sent last week because it's old. Being an that's old.
Okay.
I guess we could finish with that.
You got to remind me because.
So we kind of talked about it a little bit. The first thing is last week, presidential candidate, at least Democratic nomination candidate, Elizabeth Warren, proposed a new tax for businesses over $100 million. That revenue is over $100 million.
Yeah.
Essentially, it's a
nobody.
Well,
couple companies.
Well, they say 1,200, roughly 1,200. Public and private.
That ain't a lot.
No, not really, but it supposedly would generate, if I'm not mistaken, $1 trillion over a decade. So I mean, that's some coin. That's a little coin.
She got some. I'm telling you right now, she got some hella assumptions in there, assuming
Probably.
that they report accurately. And
well, the thing I think what she's trying to do is get them to report accurately, in the sense that, and we talked about this a little bit. So let me. So essentially, it's a surcharge on the profit, and essentially, instead of it being after deductions and taxes, where they're able to say that a company can, in theory, say I have no taxable income. This would go on the profits that these quote unquote public entities go to Wall Street and say, yeah, last quarter I had a booming quarter. Made $100 and some odd million in profits, but then at the end of the year they're able to say, "Oh, I have no taxable income." So sort of like what we was talking about Amazon earlier, how they're able to,
Yeah, I mean, I hear what you're saying. I hear what she's saying. I just think that
I think it's GAAP, if I'm not mistaken, on the GAAP accounting.
Yeah. Generally accepted accounting principles or whatever.
I think that's
that's that, and that's what I was gonna get at. I was gonna say, one, that may have to be a battle of accounting, right? To which she might lose that. Two, as far as the companies, they don't have to report.
What the public want to do?
They. I guess what I was going to say is that they have to report profits, but they don't have to disclose the details of said profits. So like Apple went back and I was going somewhere with this. I'm kind of losing my train of thought right now, but Apple used to report out like individual units sold of things.
Yeah, and
then they started catching flack for it, and it's like people are kind of reading into that. So they said, okay, you know what? No more of that, because you guys are you're flipping, positives into negatives and giving us negative investor sentiment, right, affecting our stock price. So since that's what we're going to do, right, they double the price of phones and then sell, let's say 80% of what they sold last year, right? So not the same amount of sales, but they doubled the price of phones. They made money.
Yeah.
But it's like, but people are saying, oh, sales are down, so Apple is
move less units.
Yeah. So that's what they're doing. So I think that, this may send companies into something similar to this, to where they start playing defense, and it's like, okay, what can we represent, or where can we shell money is what I'm getting at.
Yeah,
playing the shell game with it.
What
do you think?
it's one of those things where it's gonna always, in these type of situations, there's always reaction type thing. Mm-hmm. So, like for instance, probably initially she first off, the likelihood of this happening is very low, probably close to nil. But if, let's say for instance, it was enacted, naturally they're gonna, people will get paid a lot of fucking money to figure out how to beat this shit.
Yep.
And just like what you just said, maybe it's something to, they start giving less information. But at the same time, I don't see how they're going to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Because like investors are so used to getting information that it's going to be hard to start pulling back the information now. Like, oh no, how am I supposed to know that the numbers that you're giving me are accurate?
Yep.
If you're not providing the type of detailed information. I actually had to do some research on. There's a group that we're technically a part of, and essentially it was a method to standardize a portion of the investor information so that it's standardized across the industry. And they did it specifically for investors because it was like prior to this, companies would kind of give what they wanted. Mm-hmm. Some give more, some give less, and it was like, how can I properly assess which is stronger and not if, you kind of giving me different information. So that, in that instance, it'd be difficult to do that. I don't, but I do know that where there's a will, there's a way. Yeah. And if there's a will to beat it, they're going to beat it.
Absolutely. Now, it's just a matter of time. So if she's talking about, how much money they'll make over a decade.
Yeah. So, and what I said,
they ain't gonna make it a decade.
So maybe
it's gonna be 3 years. And the boys
maybe the first couple of years, 2 to 3 years, they may be on track.
So I need to see her.
It's gonna start. They're gonna start beating it somehow.
So I need to see her pro forma and see, if she's got this thing front loaded, where it's like, okay, we're gonna kill them in year 1 and 2, and then it's gonna severely drop off after that. But total. Income is a couple trillion. And is this federal? So this is federal taxes. Okay.
Yeah.
It would have to be, I guess, to go after everybody.
But the interesting thing, she's not the only one that's talking about, raising the income. I mean, the tax, the federal tax percentage. I know, I think her name is the Minnesota senator. I think her name is Kate. Gillibrand.
Muslim?
No, it's a white woman.
Oh.
But I think her name is Kate Gillibrand, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me, but she's definitely the Minnesota senator. And Amy Gillibrand, I think.
Buttigieg.
Mayor Pete.
Pete Buttigieg.
She's recommending a hike back to 25% for 21, because if you're not aware,
corporate tax rate.
Yeah, corporate tax rate is.
It wasn't 21. It was like 30 something.
Yeah, but it's 21 now and it's permanent, whereas ours isn't. So in that instance, she just kind of bumping
get you
that
a corporation
back a little bit. Yeah.
Get you a corporation.
Yeah, got to
get your little corporate card.
But with that said, I thought it was interesting, because I it's always, again, we talked about this again when we was talking about Amazon, and I respect it because that, it's a part of the game, part of the rules, and if you find, avenues to make yourself more profitable and more competitive, so be it. And I also, on the other side, respect that, hey, you see because the real problem here is that we allowed so many loopholes in the tax deduction. That's the real problem. And that's what they pretty much are trying to aim at with this surcharge. At least that's what I feel.
The term loophole to me is it's subjective, right? Because it's just it's something that you don't need it, so you don't think about it, you don't look into it, right? And then the people that do need it seek it out and they find it and they exploit it. Mm-hmm. So it's a bittersweet. We're a capitalist society, so you can't really knock it, right? Because that's just the way of capitalism is to find, is to it forces people to be competitive. And that can be in a number of ways. You can be competitive and my product is just better than yours, or you can be competitive in that
got a better price point.
Yeah, my product's not better, but I know how to manage the funds of the company better. So we're making more money than y'all just because we understand how to play the shell game and how to move money and hold money and place, capital, make capital work for us. So it is what it is. It's just another caveat to the game, the world of business. It's just, people get kind of butthurt about it because, and that's that's a politically correct term here.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
People get
PC, bro. You're very PC.
We got a laugh track, baby. Straight out the 90s sitcom. Yeah. But people,
people, Friends, baby.
Yeah. People get get their feelings hurt a little bit because somebody else is doing it and they're not. But this goes back to what I said about What You're Reading Wednesday, is that I'm exposing you to it. Now, whether or not you choose to look into something and read up on it and learn from it and implement it, that's on you. But if I'm doing it, we've been talking about the little hustle that we're going to get into that shall not be mentioned on the air. Yes. Which I got more information on. But
after this.
Yeah. But so something like that is like, that just caught my eye one day on Instagram, and I'm like, let me see what if there's any validity to this, right? Which there is. Come to find out, So it's like, okay, what are you gonna do with it? Are we gonna sit on it and not do nothing? And if so, I can't be in the dude comment saying you a scammer, you a scammer, you a scammer. Yeah. Right? Because it is a valid strategy.
No hustle. Yeah.
Right? I mean, people make careers out of it. So I wouldn't even call it a hustle. I mean, you can do this full time, and if you're just a good middleman and you know how to link customer to seller, you can make a career out of it. A lot of these guys do. That's why they look so, popular on Instagram, because they driving around in $100,000 cars because they found something that obviously people need, and they found a very intricate way of getting it for them.
Yeah, interesting way of getting it.
Yeah. So, which is completely legal, again, within the structure of the, let's say, the facility that facilitates it. Mm-hmm. So it's like, okay, I'd be a fool for not doing it. So I'm gonna check it out, and when I learn from it, then I'm gonna try to sell the game to my little homies, and if they buy it, then cool. And if they don't, then okay.
Yeah, I'll definitely be trying that at the latest August. I'll be in it no later than August, if not sooner.
You don't even gotta wait that longer. You could do it. I figured out how to do it, and I'll show you off air.
Well, we'll definitely talk about it off air. But,
so
with that said, I just
So give me your hot take on it. Close it out. What is your takeaway from it?
I don't know if it's a hot take or not. It's just more of I appreciate the we use one of your phrases, the cat and mouse of it. And I because at the end of the day, it's all about the beautiful thing about the democracy that we live in. It is just that. It's sort of like a doctor's practice. Essentially, that's what they do their whole career. They're practicing. Mm-hmm. They're figuring shit out. And our democracy is the same way. We're figuring shit out. What's the best way to promote business, as well as that even place where business does well and our citizens are treated right, have a great life.
Yep.
Breathable air and good water. And so I appreciate this. Like, so when what I don't like is when people sit there and say, because we're gonna get into another one, because I guess this lead right into the Medicare for all. Yeah, it's a portion of that I just never. I don't understand why people don't explain it in that manner. But we got look, corporations and rich people can't get it all.
Nope.
I mean, and when you and for all intents and purposes, a couple extra a couple extra $100, maybe even $1,500 a year isn't gonna change your livelihood that much.
Nope.
And most people, that's what we're getting. We're getting probably about somewhere between $1,000 to $2,000. And in the moment, yes, that seems like a lot. But when you lose those services, that money, and in particularly,
are we talking about Medicare right now?
No, we're talking about the taxes.
Okay, all right, I'm just making sure.
And that money that not only we stop putting in, but corporations and rich people actually put hundreds of thousands of dollars into it. into that pot, that affects us and our family far more.
It's just the well-being of the country.
$1,500.
Just the well-being of the country. I mean, we talked about infrastructure before, and it's like, how many times you see roads and interstates that are just in poor condition, or interstates that don't have lights on them? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So in that instance, I'm just like, we need to we already see that this is putting a bigger hole into our debt.
Yeah,
our national debt. So now we got to do something to tinker with the other side now, the revenue, and it's the first shot across the bow. This is by no means the one that's going to come, but I just find it interesting, and it's a conversation that need to be had. And
okay, I think it's what is the word I'm looking for? It's like I tip my hat. It's like, okay, it's a nice gesture, but I don't think anything will come of this one. But it's nice to know that somebody is out there trying to put pressure on the corporations, and everybody is not just in favor of them and willing to bend and do whatever they want to do. That some people are willing to hold them to a higher standard, or to the same standard, to where you got to contribute just like everybody else is. You can't just be taking from the cookie jar and not bringing nothing in the door at the end of the day, right? So we'll see. We'll see what happens, though. People say, I mean, it's election time, or it's getting to be election time. So people say stuff like that all the time and then never deliver on the promises. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. Just saying that, like, these are, candidate platforms that they're speaking on. Yeah. So whether or not we elect this person is a whole. So she could have a perfect plan, and the plan might work, but if we don't elect her, it won't get implemented because we'll have Bernie in there, and then we'll be socialist.
So what I would say is, her bringing it up, though, if it's one of those things that catches fire, for instance, Obamacare wasn't something that Obama was pushing. That was something that Hillary was pushing, and it just caught. And so he had to do something because it was one of those things that, hey, the country said, you know what, we're tired of people going broke because they're going bankrupt because they had a medical issue. So we need to do something to get people insurance. Yeah. What do we need to do? What can we do? You know what I'm saying? And in that instance, that can be that's why we want to have ideas right now. You know what I'm saying? See, throw shit against the wall and see what sticks. Yep. And so in that instance, this may, this may not stick, but some other, like I said, the senator from Minnesota may be the one because that seems more, 25% is not bad. 21 seems a little low. Man. Especially when
if I make over 150, I got to pay like 35 or something like that. So I'm just saying that's 150,000. They taxing 150 million or whatever the number was you said. So I don't see why we sparing them. Why don't we give them a tiered structure just like we have, where the more money you make, the more you pay? I don't see why there should be any difference. Makes sense. If you just $1 trillion company, there ain't too many of those. But it's not a unicorn, so to speak. Unicorn is like a $1 billion. Yeah, but that's when you're sourcing money, right? But as far as established companies, I think that's safe to say that it might be rarer than a unicorn.
Yeah, I think to
be a $1 trillion company, there ain't too many of them.
Wasn't that? Honestly, I think there may only be.
It's less than 10.
I don't think that many. Cause wasn't it in the last 6 months Apple?
They all dropped, so.
But they hit that mark where they were $1 trillion. Yeah. So it was only 3, and that was Apple, Amazon, and Microsoft. And then, of course, that all company I'm talking about, they may be there, but like I said,
what's that all company?
That all company. Earl. Get that Earl. Oh.
That all.
But
I love our southern accents. I'm told I got a southern accent. You got Louisiana. You got a little bayou. I'm just a Florida boy, so
certain shit I just can't say.
I know. Yeah, me.
It is what it is.
I couldn't get the Xbox to turn on because I've been saying on, and apparently it's on.
On is what they say it is.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess I haven't been saying it right either.
Yeah, it's on. What the fuck is that? I've been hearing on my whole life, so it's like turn that on. All right, boom. But there goes something else I share with the world. I'd be made fun of. So, so what's next, man? What we got?
With that said, I guess I mentioned it a little while ago, but Medicare for all. Apparently, it's getting a little more. In the last few years, Medicare for all is a Bernie Sanders initiative from 2016 campaign.
Socialist Bernie.
But I guess a lot of healthcare companies are feeling that it's getting some legs to it on this time around, because I think more and more Democrats are coming around to it, at least, candidates.
Because Bernie been screaming at people for like the last 12 years.
Well, at least the last 4.
Last 8.
4.5, 5 years.
He was around when Obama ran again.
Yeah, probably. But it got legs.
Yeah.
Over the last few years. But I guess I had a few
drinks.
No, but I can have another though.
Say no more.
You mind pouring the brother up? But I had a few ideas and I guess thoughts on it.
Proper 12, everybody.
But mostly, I guess what came to my mind was mostly that I guess over this past week, one of the larger healthcare companies' CEO actually spoke to it to the extent that he felt like Medicare for all would actually hurt healthcare in this country, and I find it odd that when people discuss healthcare, Medicare for all, they always say something to the effect that would be increasing our taxes, right? And technically, it would. There's no disagreement there. You will definitely see a bump in your taxes, but what I also, kind of makes me curious is if you actually look at the studies that did Medicare for all, like looked at what we would be paying if we did a Medicare for all, and then you look at what you're paying now. Even if and let's say, for instance, that was the increase that you had to pay on your taxes. So let's say, for instance, I think when I did my research on it, family of 4, 2 kids, 2 parents, I think it was like maybe $300 a month. I mean, I know motherfuckers that's paying over $700 a month for their family of 4. Now,
so are you saying it would add $300 on top of what they're already paying, or?
Yeah. So in that instance, you would subtract the $700. You subtract the $700 because now your healthcare is going through your taxes now, and you add the $300 or the $150 a check. I mean, yeah, your taxes went up, but but at the same time, you're actually making money. Cause now that's $400 that you had that you didn't have before.
Yeah, but okay.
So
that's making the assumption that you're paying for your own healthcare, right, and not that you have private health insurance or something like that.
What you mean?
Because on private, your employer pays most of that.
Yes, but still, you still like for instance, I know so when I was with the state, my coworker was exactly that. Had 2 kids, and he had a small business that he was running. He came and got the job with the state was essentially because of that. He was like, "Yo, the insurance through the state is the cheapest," and he was paying, if I'm not mistaken, $375 a check. Mm-hmm. And like I said,
state benefits be good too.
But at the same time,
till you ask
you're
somebody
talking
else
about that same insurance, like same coverage, for $300. $150 a check.
Okay.
$175 a check. That's $200 there. That comes back free.
Yeah, but all right. So this is one of those topics that like we can discuss it forever. to infinity, because until it happens, you don't really see how it plays out.
But
theoretically, yes, it all makes sense.
But at the same time, no one ever talks about it like that. It's always either, it just a raise on your taxes, but they never talk about the benefits of it, other than everyone has insurance. I'm like someone like me would probably actually make more money. I'd probably take home more money with that.
Well, we'd have to see. You got. I think there are examples out there. Canada being one of them, right? But if you've ever been to Canada, their cost of living is significantly higher.
So let's just be frank.
This proper 12 would probably be a proper $80 in Canada.
But look, so I'm not here to argue that certain things shouldn't cost more.
All that is, I think all of that is a result of the government taking on and providing, certain benefits, right? Because Canada has universal health care. Magazines are $15 up there. You got magazine in here? When you buy magazines and you look at the US price like $2.99 and then Canada price like $14.99, you're like, what in the fuck? That's because people get paper cuts and they gotta have health insurance. The magazine prices are 5x.
So what I'm saying is, I look at it the same way that we look at how cigarettes have this exorbitant tax. You know what I'm saying? Cigarettes basically got doubled after all the lawsuits in taxes, basically. And that's essentially because we know that there are health risks with that. And if you want to take that, well, then, you're going to pay more taxes because you have to put more into the healthcare system. I look at it the same way. So in that instance, so maybe, alcohol be a little more. But that's because alcohol does have adverse effect on your health.
It ain't just, we
can go
chicken
right
wings, McDonald's.
I'm not saying
that food truck I was eating from couldn't have been good for me.
I'm not saying that we shouldn't be doing that.
That food truck couldn't have been good for me.
Because so
$4.
The one thing that
Canadian dollars. You can't get nothing.
It kind of. I was fairly young when I learned this, but the one thing that policy does, they're trying to dictate behavior. So that's what that does. We're trying to dictate you not have bad habits. But if you want to have it,
that's all right. So that's
you got to pay for.
That's what I mean when I say this conversation can literally go on for infinity, because we start talking about behaviors and all that, and we are if you look at I think it's the Hofstede's traits or whatever of the countries and all that stuff. It's six traits or something. I think half of those traits are fucking false. They're what we want to be perceived as, but what we're really not.
And what's that?
So like you're saying, okay, we'll raise the price of alcohol because we don't want people, in essence, to drink to excess to where it causes them bodily harm. But we like fucking drinking.
Yeah,
it's just what it is. We like drinking. We probably drink too much as a nation, right? But we don't want to admit that. We want to give off the image and the perception of sobriety and, we're a bunch of people that, do this. But how many times do you see CEOs and things of that nature being shown with decanters in their office and shit like that, cigars and whiskey at a business meeting at 8 a.m, right? It is what it is. And I'm not judging it, what you do or what you don't do. I got a glass full of, Irish whiskey right here. Not full, but, it's in there.
Full enough.
You know what I'm saying? It's a proper glass.
Yes.
But it's just, I just think we go down that rabbit hole to where we have to start turning over stones and being honest with ourselves and shit. Because right now we're going down the path where, we're legalizing marijuana. Which Canada has done.
So the thing about that is those are highly tax.
I get it, but
I'm not opposed.
But those aren't the only. That's anecdotal. I'm saying these examples because they're well known, but everything is more expensive in Canada. It's not just these items that hurt you. Everything is more expensive, and maybe that's as a result of the government having a higher overhead, which would make sense to me. So at the end of the day, is it a wash? I don't know. It seems like it would just be a wash. So instead of paying more in taxes, right? And everything costing more to also get a raise in income. Mm-hmm. I don't. I pay less in taxes and more health insurance, and I'm paid fairly instead of being paid better, but everything else go up with that, right? So I don't know. I just think it's kind of a wash. I do think that, I will say this, I do think that there should be some kind of basic level of health insurance available, not saying like full coverage and stuff, but people should be able to go in and get, preventative care, like a physical or something like that, just to know what's up and where they stand. Without their, and that should be taken care of. Now, as far as medication and all that stuff, I don't know. I just don't know. I don't have the answer. And I don't think we're going to find it on this podcast.
Probably not, but I will say I feel like if we are the best in the brightest.
But if a podcast did find it, God damn it, it'd be the princes of proper 12. You know what I'm saying? Hot takes and half truth with the agreeable come to disagree.
What I will say is for like the hot takers out there, for all my hot takers, they like to say that we're the best and the brightest and the most powerful and, the richest country in the world. And if that's the case, but then we should be able to figure this shit out or at least start down the path.
There's no wrong answer.
There is wrong answer.
Nah, there's no wrong answer.
The status quo is the wrong answer. That's the wrong answer.
I just don't think I don't think there's a wrong answer. I think you do the best for whatever you decided, and at the end of the day, everything has benefits and everything has things that are detrimental, But at the end of the day, like Canada, as a result of having universal health care, isn't a better nation than we are. Because of it. You know what I'm saying? It didn't catapult them to like...
They never was, though. And they're not even really competing with us.
I mean, they're part of North America, so they really don't have to.
True. Facts.
It's like they're considered, Western.
And the crazy thing about it, we probably...
Only Americans that ostracize
that old saying about, water lift all boats. We're kind of lifting that boat as well. You know what I'm saying? Because it's close enough.
Yeah.
But I will disagree with you on... But again, right now, I feel like as it currently stands, particularly with this current administration doing what they can to, walk back the previous gains that we have. Yeah, the status quo is that is worse. Like not doing something is worse because we know that that's a problem. We know that. At the very least, in the last 2.5 years, this administration has done everything they could to make the gains that we have that were...
What are you calling gains? Obamacare?
Yeah.
Call it.
The gains that we got through Obamacare is being rolled back. And in that instance, now it's like, all right, status quo is the wrong answer. Because we already know where we came from. It's not where we want to be. And that's where we're going.
I have to see facts on it, because a lot looks good for like press and marketing and branding and image and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, I mean, if you're running an organization, if you're running anything tied to money, right? It's you spoke about the deficit earlier, and it's like sometimes you got to make tough decisions and whatever. And I'm not saying that I'm pro the Trump administration because I'm not, but I'm saying that I haven't been convinced that universal health care is the answer to life's problems, and that I think that it'll be great starting out possibly, but it's going to introduce unknowns that we don't know about, that we couldn't have predicted, and a lot of people's assumptions are just that, assumptions, and they have a lot of holes and a lot of assumptions in them that have to be vetted. And again, I just think that if you try it out, just like Obamacare, we tried Obamacare out, and was it a resounding success? Probably not initially, but then they started refining it. And they started saying, okay, we got to do this and got to tweak that and tweak this and tweak this. So I think that's the way that it goes with whatever we decide to do. That's why I say I don't think any one is better than the other. Now, what Trump is doing or his administration is doing, that to me is they ain't really doing nothing. They're just kind of erasing what Obama did, which to me should be considered something else. It's more like along the lines of just being petty and fucking.
But I feel like I mean, and while I agree with the sentiment, but But at the same time, I feel like we already, as a country, I thought we spoke that we wanted something, and we got something. Maybe not what we wanted exactly, but we got something. We move, because like in government is always about incremental increases, incremental advances. It's never you never get it all.
Well, life,
first swing.
I wouldn't even put that on government,
but at the same time, in government we know that's how we work.
Show the timer.
No. That's how we work. You know what I'm saying? It's always incremental improvements on what we have. And our improvement was Obamacare. And now you're taking that away to back to what we had before, which I thought we already spoke that we didn't want. You know, it's one thing for, you know, like, for instance, it'd be one thing if they're replacing it with something else. They're not even replacing it. They're just tearing it down.
Yeah, and that's why I say it's almost like they're just being petty. He's just going back and saying like, I'm in the office now, and you know, and that I mean that is more a symptom of this bipartisan kind of, you know, democratic republic, right? Because we're not a democracy, we're not a true democracy, we're a democratic republic. That's a symptom of that structure. It's just that there's a line drawn in the sand. And, you know, there are probably a handful of other parties, but generally speaking, 50% is, let's say 49% is Republican, 49% is Democrat. So when one gets their way, what does the other side do? They bitch and moan. And then when they get their way, what does the other side do? They bitch and moan because we are polarized. We are, there's a stark contrast between one and the other. Right, we don't have nuanced, and
not no more at least.
We have them, but they're not popular, right? They don't gain very much popularity, many followers or whatever, because it's like the Green Party and all these other parties that exist. But generally speaking, they make up a percent, you know, amongst 20 of them or so. Mm-hmm. Whereas 49 and 49, 2%. Sorry, 49 and 49 are Republicans and Democrats, and that's just what people align with. And we also vote, and this is another issue, is that a lot of people often vote completely just aligned with their party, aside to being aligned with an issue, which I find an issue with, right? Because I'm a registered Democrat, but if I look at the fucking ballot and I'm just like, I don't agree with that, I won't vote for it. But some people are just like, look at a ballot and it's Democrat, 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 right? And, you know, I don't know what that is, but there's something to be said about that as well. So, I mean, the whole premise of universal health care, I mean, we haven't gotten to it because we have so much other bureaucratic bullshit, for lack of a better word, and you know, stuff tied up with politics and electric candidates and all that stuff that we can never really get down to hashing out a solution because we're too busy fighting. And that's what I gotta say about that, goddamn.
And there's a lot of fighting behind the scenes, particularly, you know, in Washington with the lobbyists and stuff like that. But again, the whole thing that I found interesting was that no one ever talks about, you know, yeah, taxes would go up, but in theory, you know, at least from that perspective, there should be some gains in your take home. And from the research that I did when I was in grad school, that's going to be some gains there.
Yeah.
Now, you know, I didn't necessarily think about, you know, the increases on other things, you know, like the alcohol or the magazines and shit.
Infrastructure, period. Hospitals got to be bigger.
Hey, man.
More hospitals.
That's what government do. They try to dictate behavior. You know, just like, for instance, you know, the most obvious one is the single and marriage tax deduction. Like, they try to incentivize you getting married. Because if you get married, you get double the deduction.
Didn't do me no fucking favors this year.
But at the same time, that's what they're trying to dictate your behavior of marrying, having kids, and going through the cycle.
Oh, they got me.
Yeah.
They got me.
Yeah. But, you know, that's what government...
Married with kids. I'm Ted Bundy out here.
But
Ted Bundy, didn't even realize.
I found that's what I found interesting, and that's why when I saw hubbub, especially over this week with the CEO trying to tamper down because essentially if that were to happen, and again I don't think it's going to happen, but if that were to go, their business would go away. 20, 30 years ago, that business was nonprofit. They didn't have a profit motive behind it. It was just more or less to give good service.
Yeah.
But the one last thing I will say, and just for anecdotal purposes, we are the only developed country in the world that don't have some form of universal health care. The only one. And we have the highest healthcare costs in the world.
We're number one.
We have the highest healthcare costs in the world. And that's not even true. Other people have their research that outcomes are better in other places as well.
Well, it depends on what you're calling number one. I'm talking GDP.
Yeah. And that goes back to what I said, we'd be the richest and supposedly the brightest, and we should be able to figure this shit out.
Yeah. So,
but
all right,
there's a lot of money involved in it.
What's next on the docket?
It's on you. You talked about my tweet. I guess you got something on your mind.
You tweeted something. You tweeted something else. With Walmart taking
a little shot at
pop shot. I just like to I just like to point out that my tweet was genius, but because I have 100 followers on Twitter, it don't get no clout. You know what I'm saying? I don't get no traction, but. I retweeted that with the caption, Walmart gives Amazon tax shots, like back shots.
Yeah.
I was, I was amused by that. I thought y'all would be amused by it. Maybe they didn't get it. I was thinking of like making it a little more graphic to sound like an actual porn title.
Make sure you people follow my man on Twitter. He's
at
funny.
Just King, and I'm here all day. You know what I'm saying? And I argue. I argue back. You know what I'm saying? That's half of what Twitter is. It's just arguing back with somebody. I'm down for a good argument. And shout out to my boy Champ. Champ will argue too.
Yeah.
He'll jump in my arguments and argue and not even be arguing what I'm arguing. I don't even know what the hell be going on sometimes. This is Royal Rumble.
Don't know what the fuck.
I ain't tagged him in or nothing. He in that motherfucking Stone Cold Stunner motherfuckers RKO and everybody. So.
But I found that funny though, man. Because
what, Champ?
No, the whole tweet.
Oh,
because essentially Amazon was trying to badger people to match their $15 an hour, and he come back with, "Well, won't you pay your taxes?"
Yeah, we can't do that when we pay taxes. You know what I'm saying? You pay your taxes and then talk to us. Level the playing field. But that's all I wanted to say on that, man. I just thought, I should have got a little more. Appreciation for that tweet.
You thought you should have got more.
That shit should have, at least 100. 100. You know what I'm saying? 100 likes. 17 retweets. You know what I'm saying?
A little bit on the hill, baby. I appreciate
I ain't got, and I got a SoundCloud link right now too that I could promote. I didn't even think about that.
Go ahead.
So next tweet to take off, I'm putting the SoundCloud link in there, man. Get us some clout. Hot takes and clout chasers.
Yeah, we are. Right now.
That's all I'm saying, man.
I guess we could week, man. I guess we could talk about what everyone else has been talking about.
What's that?
Winter has come.
Oh. That ain't what you wanted to hear, is it? You hit the wrong button. I bet you did.
Winter has come?
That's what I thought you was going to go for.
I so about it, because that's some white people shit.
So before
I definitely,
I'm gonna start me a podcast called White People Shit, and it's all the shit that I do that he considers white people shit. And it might be a vlogcast. It might be a vlog. Bring him along with me so he can experience some of this shit. But but as a segue from politics into Game of Thrones, I don't like 45, but that fucking meme he posted.
Oh, he actually posted it.
That nigga posted the meme with the Game of Thrones.
I saw some people upset about it.
HBO got upset about it because they're like, you're politicizing our intellectual property. Shut the fuck up. Shut your ass up.
Copyright infringement. I saw something.
Shut your ass up for the president. Shut your shit down. But
I don't follow Agent 45, so I don't.
I don't either. But I just went on.
So it's all like, oh shit. So that was true.
I don't follow him either, but I just went on whatever the page is called. It's like the Explore page, but for Twitter. And I saw it there. I'm pretty sure I sent it to somebody. Let me see. Boom. Yeah. So he put the game over.
Game over. Yep.
With his back turned to it with the Game of Thrones font. No collusion, no obstruction for the haters and the radical left Democrats. Game over. Never has a president been this petty.
Yeah, and see that's the thing I don't like about it.
He's entertaining as a president, though.
Because that's but they're starting a new norm. I don't like that. Like he's supposed to be above reproach.
Maybe he's starting a new norm. We got to wait till Buttigieg.
We're gonna see, man.
Gets elected.
I hope, man. This, Agent 45, man.
When Buttigieg gets elected, we'll see how it go. You know what I'm saying? But
you think Buttigieg's gonna get elected, man?
I don't know. He picked up a lot of traction, but I don't know. It's too early to tell right now, man. Right now it's like it's a Royal Rumble. You know, it's a hardcore cage match, and you're just gonna have candidates coming left and right, mm-hmm. And then what's gonna be what's always the telltale is one who can connect with the people such that they raise money, right? Because you don't raise no campaign money, you ain't going on campaign, nope. Right? You can be as popular as you want to do, but if people won't donate to your cause, it's sorry.
It's a wrap for you.
Yep, that's it. If Bernie got 100 mil and you got 2 mil, like, guess who's only touring like 2 states?
Yeah, it's a wrap for you, baby.
Yep. So it is what it is. But yeah. So I'm still waiting to see. Elections next year. So it'll be interesting. By the end of this year, we should have a good idea who the front running candidates are, and by next year, we'll be full fledged into it. Yep. Again, can't wait to get more fucking unsolicited calls.
And again, I want to
police fucking department. I don't want y'all, nigga. Y'all ain't found my motorcycle yet. Don't call my fucking phone. Don't ask me for no favors till you find my damn motorcycle. Palm Beach County Police. Yeah,
that's dead now. But again, I mentioned that earlier. But one of our first 2 podcasts, I want to get more into that. But we're gonna get more into that as the year go on.
Hot takes. We're gonna be out here at the polls, man. Y'all come fuck with us.
Yeah. Yeah, matter of fact, we should do a
hot takes, vote or die, bitch.
Yeah, we should do a fucking
a podcast from the polls
segment where we just
shit. We gonna edit that. Hey, write that down. Edit that shit. A podcast from the polls. Yeah, yeah.
So
put the edit marker, man. Nah, I don't want to say that shit out loud. And somebody take our shit.
Edit marker.
Well, whatever you was writing down before. It's like right at 101. Put like 101.
It's actually like 102. Baby.
Yeah. Podcast at the polls. Go ahead and edit that out there. Give people game. Give me y'all too much game already. Got to charge you for that. Let that sizzle in your spirit. Shout out to Country Wayne.
But
pretty sure his cousin does my lawn. But hey,
okay. Well,
he look just like him.
Well, with that said, back to the topic at hand.
The GOAT. GOT. Game of Thrones.
It was funny when I was out at. I think I tweeted about this. I was out at brunch on Sunday, and it still hadn't like dawned on me. I look up, and it's like a Game of Thrones themed brunch, and people are there, and they like shirts. And I'm like, yeah, I ain't nerd enough. Just not nerd enough.
You ain't got to be a nerd to watch it. That's what I don't get. Like the show is like so amazing.
Well, to nerd out on it,
it's the Wire, but with castles.
To fanboy on it, you have to like nerd on it. It's a good show, but I wouldn't buy a T-shirt.
That shit's great.
I wouldn't buy a Game of Thrones T-shirt or a house T-shirt.
I didn't know they sold it.
Hey, that exactly.
I would definitely be from Winterfell.
Exactly. I don't know, man. I'd probably be from wherever them sandstorms were from.
Were they fucking their sisters?
No.
Knights Landing, Castle Black,
wherever the sand snakes were from, I'd probably be from there.
The fuck are you talking about? What snakes?
The sand snakes. That's the one that they originally killed Sansa's daughter by kissing her, and Cersei repaid the
Dorne.
Yeah, I think it's Dorne.
Dorne, yeah.
Sand snakes.
That wasn't Sansa's daughter. That was Cersei. Cersei's daughter.
But they're called the sand snakes.
Okay, but you said Sansa's daughter. Sansa ain't had no kids. Sansa the redhead bitch.
Okay, well, yeah.
Cersei. Yeah.
Cersei.
Yeah. The Dornish people.
I know them, but I don't know them.
The Dornish people that don't believe in incest, they don't not believe in incest.
Technically.
They just with it.
Because I think the people that died, they actually were like, There was something there. But
they were free. They were free sexually.
But they weren't open. You know, it's not like the Lannisters.
Well, they hide it though.
No.
They hide it.
They hide it, but people knew. Whereas like the Sand Snakes, it was kind of like they just wouldn't go there.
Nah, I feel like the Dornish people were open. They were, I feel like clearly, you know, a little more sexually liberal.
Okay.
Right, and that was just the norm. So maybe the leader's the guy that, you know, fucking won the fight, but then, you know, was cheering and got his fucking head crushed.
Yeah, fucking around.
Stupid ass.
He was just
killed a nigga, man.
He was fucking around and what? He was
fucking silk shirt and shit. That's what. Come on, man. You can't fight in a silk shirt. But anyway, but then the Lannisters, they were, because that was the whole thing. That's why he pushed the little kid out the window. It's because he was trying to keep it a secret. You know what I'm saying? Now the little kid done got psychic abilities. And was waiting for everybody, man. That
nigga just sitting chilling, looking. Man, I saw that happening. Yeah.
Nigga said, I'm waiting on an old friend. Like, bro, you been there all day.
The weirdest one of it was like, you a man now? Almost.
I don't like the way his face looked. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know if that's the same kid that it was season 1.
Actually, it is. He just, because
I don't like the way his face
tall,
looked.
Man.
I can't tell because he's sitting down. His legs don't work in the show.
Yeah.
But it's just his face, man. I don't like the way his face is developed.
Mm-hmm.
They need to get. Luckily, this is the last season because I don't know if I could take another season staring at Bran.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? Just give me the Crow flashbacks.
My favorite character is Arya.
Yeah, I fuck with her. I like Tyrion.
He might be my second.
I like Tyrion, and of course,
but I like Arya. I like her little ass.
Because I just like characters with attitude problems. So I like Tyrion.
He ain't got an attitude problem. He's just an asshole.
He's a smart ass.
Short wit. Yeah.
He's a smart ass, you know. So I mean, he did shoot his dad with a crossbow.
Well, that was just, you know, his dad, he deserved that. Like, he treated him like shit his whole life.
The whole family just deserved it.
Treated him like shit his whole life, and then he knew he liked that girl, so he fucked her.
He killed her, didn't he?
Huh?
He killed her too, didn't he?
Did he?
I think he killed the little.
I don't think he did. Because I think didn't they use her in the trial against him?
I can't remember, man. So, which leads me to my next point is that I thought I knew what the fuck was going on, and then I started watching all the fan theories and shit that's going on.
Mm-hmm. What you saw that
everything. I'm watching. I don't. This show has so many. It's so intricate, and it's like it took me like 4 seasons to even learn people's names, and then by the time I started learning them, they all got murked. So it's just it's a very intricate show, and it's, you know, just it's so many questions that weren't answered that I'm assuming hopefully will be answered now.
What?
Just like,
give me something, man.
It's too much because I literally thought I was following the storyline correctly.
Let's go with one thing. Just give me one.
One thing is Bran the Night King.
Okay. I think so.
But before today, I wouldn't have thought that. Is what I'm saying.
Oh, see, I've been on that fan shit for about the last 2 years.
See, I just started today. I went down a rabbit hole today, and it's just like, motherfucker.
Yeah, I've been on, like, since that time, and that's about 2 years ago when they showed how the Night King came about, and that's around the time I think I just moved into this apartment.
That dude's face was a little more acceptable than Bran's adolescent face. So,
but he was a lot older than Bran too. And
yeah, but Bran went
like war game.
Yeah, but he don't. Well, he was time traveling. So,
yes.
And you don't know. You assume he went back in time.
Yes. Well, he had to.
Not necessarily. I don't know.
He had to.
I don't,
because it had to be before the first Night King, when the first men were battling the.
Yeah, but then how does that make Bran the Night King? If he went back in time to a nigga that was
because
thousands of years older.
What they're trying to say is he went back to tell them how not to do it, to not do it, and they
yeah, that's what the fan fiction said. But again, like, man, I don't get that shit from.
I think he is. Well, at the very least, I think he's a Stark.
A what?
A Stark.
A stork?
Stark.
A Stark.
Stark.
Bran?
I think the Night King. I think he's a Stark.
Man,
from that.
This shit's too much. Now the shit got me. It's like, oh, Jon Snow might be a fucking White Walker, and it's like, oh, damn, he a White Walker plus a Targaryen plus a Stark.
So. Plus,
is he a fucking Lannister too? Like, fuck.
I have seen that.
Fuck, man. Can't keep up with all this shit.
They feel like one of them two may have to become the Night King to bring the people back up north, like him or.
They are up north.
The Mother
though.
of the Dragons.
She just gonna have to, she should just be tossing people on the dragons.
The one reason why I could see that happening is from season 2 when they had that flashback when she had went into the keep, in what is it, Landing Night?
King's
Landing, and it was basically run down and snowy. It was like very cold and had all kind of snow and shit in it. And I was like, maybe that could be.
But King's Landing is in the south.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So just kind of like, foreshadowing that, hey, you're gonna have to. This is gonna be your if you do get to the throne, it's gonna be this way. But because she had she's still not pregnant yet.
Oh yeah, y'all. Spoiler alert.
Yeah. I mean,
just in case we drop some spoilers, which we
hit something
did.
that everyone else already hit. But I think as far as this episode, what was your thoughts on it, and did you have anything that you liked from it?
You can't not like a Game of Thrones episode. I'm sorry.
No, I mean, but I'm sure there's a part of it that you like more than others.
No, I love the whole fucking thing.
No, well, I guess I can. I
loved it all.
I thought the portion of when they got back and Bran, right after Bran said, "We ain't got no time for this," and next thing they was in the chambers and holding court, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
And what's that little Mormon?
Tully?
The young girl that's she's one of my favorite characters too. The young girl that be talking shit, kind of ugly little girl too.
The one that's like a leader or something?
Yeah.
I don't know her fucking name. I just told you it took me 4 seasons to learn the main
But anyway,
characters.
when she checked him and he got up and he had to tell her, basically I'm doing what's right.
You alive because I stepped down.
Yeah.
Shut your little ass
we
up.
have an
Sit down,
opportunity
bitch.
to win because I did, and I had the foresight to make that. And I appreciated that because that, from a leadership perspective, you got to make those type of decisions. I think another segment I like was when Arya met back up with Jon, and he was like, "Oh, so you taking her side?" And she was like, "I'm always gonna take the side of the Starks." I'm paraphrasing, but
Yeah.
I was like, "Hell yeah, little girl." And then she said something else, man. When she leaned into him, was kind of slick. Damn, I can't remember. But she said something kind of slick when she leaned in to hug him.
Yeah.
And she said something real slick. Kind of I wish I knew. But
Probably something about cut somebody's face off.
No, it was more like if you're smart or something like that. It was something like...
She said Sansa's smarter than everybody.
Yes. Yeah, she definitely said that. I also like that part with Sansa told little Tyrion, I used to think you was the smartest person alive, or something like to that effect. When she was talking about Cersei sending her army down.
Yeah.
She didn't even say, I don't believe that. She just went right to the heart of it. It's like, yeah, I used to think you was the smartest person alive.
Yeah, but all right, so even with that though, it's like there's some foreshadowing there, but it's open-ended foreshadowing because for those that don't know, so Cersei promised to send the troops, and then when Jaime was about to ride off, she's like, I'm not sending shit.
Yep.
Right? So she basically rescinded her, or basically said she was lying. She didn't even rescind anything. She was like, I was fucking lying. I'm just saying what I need to say to get them out of here and let them think that we're on their side, or there's a truce and we're going to keep everybody back here. So it's yet to be seen how that even plays out.
Yep.
Because, I mean, based on that scene, she's not sending nobody. But the fact that Jaime showed up means that somebody went. Like, he ain't ride on horse down there by himself.
Well, his boy is coming up. I forget that. Not Bran. What's the guy that was in?
Like that. It started with a B. Bronn?
Bronn, yeah. Bron's gonna come up.
Yeah, but it's like they're not.
So,
he knows that they should be taking an army, so they're not gonna ride just them two and then get there and just be like, "Oh shit, them boys turned around."
Do you think he's gonna kill him? I don't think he's gonna kill him.
That Bronn is gonna kill Jaime
or Tyrion.
Nah, well, Bronn and Tyrion are like best friends, so they're the same. Well, they were the same guy because Tyrion was pretty much doing anything for wine and liquor.
I did see one fan post that basically said that several seasons ago, Tyrion told him if anyone ever offers you money to kill me, I'll pay you double.
Yeah, because again they're one and the same. Hit your button. Because they're like one and the same almost. Is that they were fueled by the same thing: whores,
and
money, and liquor.
Yep,
right.
Yep.
And if you can fulfill any one or two of those, then you got them, right? So he knew what it was, and it's like they'll pay you, you'll fucking do it, but I'll double it. So just let me know what the price is. Mm-hmm. So, but I don't know, man. Overall, it was a good episode. Like I said, everything that you touched on, I liked it. I liked it all. I'll probably watch it again tomorrow.
I'm gonna watch it again
before the episode comes on. I like seeing the dragons. I like the comic relief from the dragons, watching them kissing.
Yeah, that was kind of that was weird.
The whole magic carpet ride, from Aladdin kind of theme that they went on with dragons and shit was kind of cool.
That was a bit weird how the dragons were looking at them. They were saying I saw some other ones.
They were dropping bars though.
Yeah,
I'll say that.
I saw another fan post basically saying that they think that either the Night King or Bran had warged into him and was basically like, watching them, like, this is happening. So they were saying how the Night King, how he used to get those babies from that other guy
from what's the name?
You're probably
Tully's girlfriend's husband.
But he was from the Night King or Black, whatever. And he could ultimately want their child. That's what he coming down for that child. Because, he can warg too, see the future too. And that's what he waited out. Yeah.
But see, people saying that, but there ain't no proof of that.
Well, that's why they saying they think he's a Stark.
But there's no proof of him.
Because Starks can do that.
And I hate the word warg. There's no proof of him warging, though.
Yeah, it is.
No, it ain't. There ain't been no scenes of him going into the future, the Night King, and he just standing there watching niggas do shit like, okay, these niggas setting up over here this way, so we gonna come from this side.
Well,
okay.
So what they're trying to say is the fact that he knew that those dragons were gonna come, and he was prepared for them to kill that one, and then to pull it out with the chains.
Yeah, but even that was like
he had to know that was happening in order for that to be there.
I don't agree with that theory. That I saw that theory. I don't agree with that. I think that's a reach because there was no connection to how much time passed before they went in and got the dragon. So they could have fucking marched back somewhere and got some chains and then came back out. All right, we have no idea how much time passed between that and the
true.
And when and the only. And I have to go back and watch the episode again. I did right before this season 8 episode aired. But I know Jon Snow fell in the water, then he got out the water, and then they went back to fighting. They fought, and then he rode off. And then they got the dragon. But there's no clear indicator or indication of how much time passed between him riding off and his uncle fucking Benjamin. We don't even know what happened to him. This nigga might be a White Walker now.
He is. He dead. That's why he couldn't come south. That's why he stayed up there. They're saying that. I mean,
he gave him a horse and he was swinging the thing and the fire went out on the thing.
They're saying that's why he never went back south because the magic that kept him alive, that wall supposedly, because he was a White Walker, because that wall supposedly kept White Walkers from being able to go get past it because it has some type of magic, and that's why he had to break that wall down so they can get through, and that's what he needed the dragon for.
I get okay. Yeah, that's the white. You talking about the Night King?
Yeah, and that's why his uncle could somehow or another he came back, and that's why he couldn't go home, so to speak. He was gonna be up there and he was willing to die.
I think it was part of the Night's Watch. You ain't supposed to leave once you're part of the Night's Watch. All the niggas breaking the rules. Tully, Jon Snow, all the niggas.
Well,
niggas breaking the rules.
Obviously, he died though.
Niggas breaking rules.
Canister, is that his name? Callister?
Benjamin.
No. I'm talking about the guy that was having sex with his daughters and giving the babies to the Night King. Canister?
I don't know his name, but I think the chick was his wife. He had a bunch of wives. I don't think they were his daughters.
That was his daughters.
Well, the fan fucking thing said a bunch of his. Well, he said the one girl was his wife, and I can't remember her name. I'm gonna say Gretchen.
For some reason, I feel like that.
It's Gretchen and Tully or whatever her name was.
Yeah, but Tully.
All that to say is that
yeah, you ain't gonna get the real fanboy shit from us.
I mean, I think we went really we're fucking fanboyish right now. So.
But they know the names. They know.
But it ain't no look. Yeah, part of me not learning the names is due to the fact that after watching the first 2 seasons, it's like, oh, niggas getting murked, so ain't no point. She's like, okay, the dad got murked, the mom got murked, brother got murked, this nigga got his dick chopped off, balls chopped off. You know, okay. So I mean, I think it was a good episode. I think they had, after having 2 years off, they came back, they touched on everything. Right, they gave everybody's story like a little bit of TLC and stuff. It was a shorter episode. It was only like an hour, over an hour.
I was expecting it to be like from what you heard in the past that everything was supposed to be about an hour and 20 minutes, and this was like
hour and a half or something like that. Yeah, I think it was
right at an hour.
Okay, 57 something.
And, like that. So what I'm basically saying is everything from start to finish was like an hour and like 5, but the show itself, because they got shit before. And then they have the run, and then they have the preview, and then they may even, sometimes they have the guys come up and talk. Mm-hmm. So that's like the last 8 minutes. So it really was like 57, 58 minute episode, and I was kind of let down by that. I would say that.
It is what it is, man. It's an epic fucking show. So
you got 7 more. You got 8 episodes in total.
Nah, this shit only 6 episodes this season. I thought.
All right, well, 6 to 8. I don't know what the total is.
We'll see.
And I like.
But you best believe when it's done, HBO.
And the funny thing about
I'm canceling my subscription.
I feel like this next episode is going to be a letdown for some reason.
I don't feel like they can really have a letdown this season.
I don't think it's going to be much action this week.
But I don't think you need action. I think you need suspense now.
I don't know, man, because I know next.
And they typically their pattern is typically it's you get action, and then you get build for 2 or 3 episodes.
Well,
because they've been 10 season episodes.
Yeah.
So you get action, you get build, right, and then you get some kind of always around like 5, 6, 7. Something fucking crazy happens. It's always in the middle of the season something crazy happens. They don't do like Walking Dead where it's like something crazy happens the first season and then it's slow to like bring you down and then you start ramping back up and then by the last season or the mid-season finale or whatever, it's like at this kind of stale point, right? They leave you at the end of a season with like you're fucking here. Mm-hmm. So they go like start off kind of slow. Not really slow, but they start off whatever. They just drop you in it. And then you're at a slow build like this. Then you hit this climactic shit like episode 5 to 7. And then it drops off for like 2. And then that last episode, they fucking bring you right back here.
Well, what we do know is episode 3 was going to be the Battle of Winterfell. So that's how you know the battle.
How do we know that?
Well, that already dropped several months ago. That the Battle of Winterfell was going to be in episode 3.
And this nigga say he's not a fanboy. He's not a fanboy, but he knows the episodes already.
And so that's how
only
I know,
here, ladies and gentlemen. Hot takes and hot truth, half truth.
That's how I know next episode is basically going to be a build up.
Yeah, but build up don't mean boring.
I don't know, man. I think it's going to be kind of.
No, I think some of that's suspense. You know what I'm saying? Like you could say that about the last episode. Then
so. No, because the build up of almost 2 years of wait. Now that I know that it's about to end and I only got 6 to 8 episodes, I guess 6. You saying 6?
But they can't fight every damn episode. Let me tell you what I hate. I hate when movies and shows make the nemesis to seem, you know, so maniacal and so, you know, strong or whatever, and then the nigga like shoot him one time and then he done. Like Black Panther did that with the claw nigga. You know what I'm saying? This nigga blowing shit up left and right.
But he and then the real.
I get that, but
villain.
He was villain enough for them to lock his ass up, right? For them to leave Wakanda to go hunt his ass down and lock him up. And then here come Michael B. Jordan with a G36C with a grenade option on it, blew a hole in the wall, and then the nigga peeked over the window twice and then shot him 2 times. And then now the baddest villain is just that's it. Like, nah, that's not a climactic fight. You know what I'm saying?
Well, he wasn't the ultimate villain though. The ultimate villain was Michael B. Jordan, Killmonger. It took more than just one shot to kill him. And I don't even think he's dead.
Well, he's dead, but they resurrect him if you follow the comic book.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't think he's definitely
gonna nigga finna come back and he gonna be a good guy. And I gotta see more of this nigga with his shirt off and his dreads and shit.
Another one of those situations like who else did they
not do a role with a shirt on?
The white wolf.
I'm hating. Bucky?
Yeah, Bucky, how they brought him back. It's gonna be one of those things.
I never finished Civil War. That shit is too long and it don't make no fucking sense to me. Everyone says it's like one of the best Marvel movies ever, and I don't fucking see it.
I don't know. I wouldn't.
I was watching some shit today, and it's like, you know,
I don't know about that.
Bucky and Cap was kicking Iron Man ass, and they was like, well, he's mad because one of them niggas killed his dad. I'm like, I completely missed that if that happened.
Yeah, he did.
Bucky killed Iron Man's dad?
No, yeah.
When?
Well, you
in Civil War or when?
Yeah, in Civil War. Well, they have a flashback in Civil War. It happened way before, because like old boy was young, Iron Man was young.
Oh, okay. Well, I either way, I still missed it because I've been watching I watched Civil War at least 5 times.
I
can't make it through it.
It's probably somewhere in the middle, because at first they kind of all on the same, and the first half is like they kind of trying to figure shit out, and it's after they kind of like go apart. Somehow or another,
it don't matter, man.
Tony Stark finds something, and they actually see that and that's what it's like, man, fuck that. I don't give a shit whether or not he, you know what I'm saying, your boy, he killed my dad.
Yeah, it don't matter.
Somehow or another, I think a memory comes out.
I can't. I've tried watching this on Netflix. I can't make it through that fucking movie.
And you know the funny thing about it, whenever I see it on TV, I always seem to hit it right there when I see him looking up. And Bucky's walking around the car looking at his dad on the ground and pull that gun up. Pop his dad.
Yep. Can't finish that fucking movie. And Champ swears by it. A lot of people swear by it. I can't fucking finish
like
it.
That song. A lot of people like that.
I prefer the Marvel movies that have comedy in them. The ones that are more comical. So Ant-Man was good. Fucking Thor is always good.
Yeah. I hear Thor dies in this next one.
Come on, man. You got a week, bro. You got to spoil it.
Hey, man. Fuck it.
Nigga got his eye back on the flyer. I don't know how that happened, but
fuck it, man. You know,
whatever. They all technically died.
Somebody fucked with me. I'm gonna fuck with you.
Snapped his finger, and killed half of them. You see Boseman. Is it Boseman? Chadwick Boseman. Yeah. See him in the interviews. They like, well, what's gonna happen in this next movie? And like, I'm dead.
I'm dead, man.
I'm dead. And he's like, yeah, that might sounds good, but I'm dead. So we'll see. Or if this nigga got to do another tour doing this shit.
You know what? The one thing I'm disappointed in.
Nigga tired of doing this shit.
Yeah, one of the things that came out based on the flyers or I don't know what they call it.
Avenge the Fallen.
Yeah, and Shuri's in one of the black and white one.
Yeah, she died.
I'm disappointed in that. Because they didn't show it.
It's 50. Hey, look, man. 50% of people got to go. 50% of all living beings got to go. He snapped his finger.
But they all of the major characters they showed.
She wasn't a major character.
Shuri's a major character.
She ain't major. She's a minor. She's a supporting character.
But
she's not an Avenger. I will say this though.
I mean, the person that was with Nick
who?
Fury. the white woman with Nick Fury, she's
Captain Marvel?
No, the white woman.
Captain Marvel.
The white woman that also dusted. That was with Nick Fury. That was in the car with him.
I don't remember that
He
shit.
called her, I think she was like Major or Captain or
Captain Marvel.
It's not her, dude. It's the chick with the black hair.
I don't know who the fuck that is. Scarlett Johansson?
No.
The Black Widow?
No.
She got dusted too. I think. I don't know who got dusted.
No, she's in this. She's in
This movie finna be 3 hours long. I tell you what, bitch.
I'll be there Friday.
Nah, we going Saturday, bro. Can't go fucking Friday. We got a podcast to record. We're going Saturday. We're going to the one down in Del Rey, man. Me and Champ already got it set up. It's a Cabo Flats right there. When you leave, you go to Cabo. You go to Cabo and get you some fucking drinks and guacamole.
Where's Cabo Flats?
It's in Del Rey. It's off of like military. It's south, man. It's south. It's a really nice theater. It's south, and it's in like a big ass entertainment complex, shopping complex, man. We going Saturday. We gotta get tickets. But all that to say is that yeah, I don't know what the fuck going on in Game of Thrones. I thought I knew. I was convinced that this, he was a Stark, and then y'all flipped it and was like, oh shit, he's a Targaryen.
He is a Stark.
No, he ain't.
He's a Stark. 50%. I mean, his namesake is Targaryen, but he 50% Stark.
Well,
which is why he had the connection
50
with
Stark and 50 Targaryen.
Because the thing about it, the only reason why he can have the connection with the dog or the wolf is if he had the Stark in him. Because the only Starks can have that connection with the dire wolf.
Which ain't even true. I got a great connection with my dog, and I'm not Stark. You just got to feed them. They do anything for treats.
But, in the book, they actually can war against them and actually like run
past
the dog.
They ain't done that at all, except for Bran.
But,
Bran, the only one that's warging, and I still hate that word, warg. It's weird, but yeah, all that to say is that once you think you understand Game of Thrones, then you watch the fan fiction shit on YouTube and go down the wormhole. 1 hour will just disprove everything that you thought you knew, and here we go. But I will say that they dropped a couple bars. You know what I'm saying? Cersei was like, if you want a whore, pay for one. You want a queen, earn her. And then, not 30 seconds later, gave up that pussy.
Gave it up. Dropped it low.
See, if that ain't, social media culture.
Gave it up.
That is a reflection of social media culture. You put all these spiritual captions, you know what I'm saying? But behind the scenes, you busting it wild. You know what I'm saying? I don't know this to be true.
Preach, brother, preach.
I'm just talking shit right now, so don't take me seriously. She said that, and then there was another one. Oh, to keep your queen warm. Keep your queen warm. Yes.
Okay.
I like that bar. I was there for that. And then I tried, man, Twitter was fucking me up, man. I was trying to tweet live, man. So I tweeted the little gif from the 4 with Diddy, when Diddy was staring at the Odell Beckham Jr., the Odell lookalike dude, and they was like looking at each other because Diddy was like, no, you ain't going to the next round. They just kind of having a stare off.
Okay, gotcha.
So when Bran was staring at Jamie,
okay,
I tweeted that shit, but then it was like, oh, your tweet wasn't tweeted. And I'm like, come on, bro. So I tried to tweet again, your tweet wasn't tweeted. And then I refreshed the timeline. Somebody tweeted the same shit 12 minutes prior. This was sometime after, obviously, when I refreshed it. But I'm like, damn, I could have been the first. I could have been the first out here.
You the first out here, man.
Twitter hating on you, boy.
You the first out here in my book, man.
Twitter hating on you, boy. So it was a lot of bars, man. I like the little bars they were dropping. You know what I'm saying? And everybody had kind of witty comebacks and something witty to say this episode. So it'd be good to see where it goes from here. But man, it's just every day seems like fucking Christmas Eve. This is the equivalent of Christmas as a kid.
How is that?
Because you know how like days are just longer? Like Christmas Eve is like the longest fucking day in the world when you're a kid waiting on Christmas.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting on Sunday.
Okay.
Now.
Yeah.
So it's like every day I'm checking my watch to see like, is it Sunday yet? And it's like, fuck, it's Monday. Like, damn. Sunday yet? Wednesday. Sunday yet? Tuesday.
And the
like,
funny
bitch,
thing about me, I actually watched it Monday morning.
See, typically what I would do, what I've done like the last 2 seasons is that I wouldn't watch it until everything was done. So I could sit down and just watch it. Like I don't like, not with this show. With some shows like Walking Dead, I can do it. I can watch Walking Dead week after week. Sometimes, like, because they've been having like slower storylines and builds and stuff like that. But this shit, nah, man. Especially because I'm watching on the app. I'm streaming it. Give me the whole thing, bro.
I'm streaming it too, technically.
Give me the whole thing. They won't give me the whole thing, man. So that's all.
All right.
That's all we got on GOAT, on GOT.
All right, my man. Game of Thrones Sunday night.
9 p.m. HBO.
As always, I guess my man.
Or my app.
You gonna live tweet this week, huh? You gonna live tweet?
Yeah.
All right. Well, you know
I'm
where
there,
to find
man.
him. Just King.
Just King, and I might be on the hot takes page too, but we'll see. Just go under the Game of Thrones hashtag. You know what I'm saying? You'll see it. I hashtag Game of Thrones.
Definitely, you reach the hot takes. Twitter is HT Squared Pod.
Yep.
You can find that
Twitter
on
and IG
as well. You can find me at I am Ivy Joe. That's JEAUX Joe.
Yeah, I saw that on the fucking application too. Where the agreeable go GEA. I'm like this.
Hey, you gotta put a little flavor.
Should never get this.
Get a little flavor.
Occasion little Old Bay.
Yeah, got to.
Little Old Bay.
Got to. You know what I'm saying? We like Creole salt.
Creole Caucasian season. Yeah. But but I mean, before we get out of here, because obviously it's gonna be a light week. But before we get out of here, man, we gotta touch on sports. So
go ahead.
NBA playoffs. We ain't gonna touch on hockey playoffs, even though they coincide with the NBA. So for everybody out there, you can learn something today. Hockey has the same playoff structure as the NBA, best of 7, and
they start about a week or two earlier.
Yeah, they usually around the same time. I can't even say that they start earlier or later, but
It's about a week earlier.
okay, well they finish around the same time, coincidentally.
But they finish their championship happens about a week and a half before NBA.
But it's all based on how the games go, though. If you go to Game 7 on everything, they could run late. I've seen Stanley.
But the thing about it is, when it comes to the championship series, they already have that. They know when that's happening, no matter what. So, like for instance, the last round, if it goes forward,
But that's what I'm saying. The
it's
NBA.
still, like, if they have it starting on that Tuesday, it's gonna start the following Tuesday, even if it's a week. They gotta wait a week. Yeah, we'll see. Cause think about the last time the Cleveland and them, because they both won basically all their games leading up. I think maybe lost one game in the lead up, and they still had like a week before they started because they got done so early.
But I think that is I think it's contingent upon what their potential competitors would be doing. Because if the two teams sweep at 4, they don't get no week off.
They did that.
They'll be back. Man, they'll be on.
All right, we'll see.
They can win on Thursday and let the other niggas win Friday. They'll be in a Sunday game.
Let's pay attention this week. That's this year.
A Sunday game.
Let's see what happens.
Hey, I'm live tweeting on these games too. I'm gonna start doing it. I'm trying to. I got a baby in my hand half the time, so I'm talking to the thing. But be trying to tweet, say what I'm tweeting, but AI don't be recognizing my southern drawl. So, but yeah.
What's going on?
So, all right, obviously NBA playoffs. Let's get some predictions here. Let's get the easy ones out the way. Warriors, Clippers.
Warriors.
Okay. And what? Just say it.
It's gonna be 5.
Okay, yeah, okay. We agree. Let's move on.
Yeah, that's done. That's
And they pissed off KD. It's like, come on, man.
That's done.
Warriors in 5. I wish I had a gavel, but Warriors in 5. Who is the other big game?
In the West or the East?
Let's go East.
East would be 76ers and the Nets.
I really don't think that's big.
I think
I hate that
they're left.
I hate that it's not. I feel like the Sixers should be destroying these guys, but Embiid is injured and not at 100%. So okay, I give him that. But if he was 100%, this shouldn't be a competition. It should have been Sixers in 5.
I think it's gonna go 6 though.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
I think
Just because the games are too close. The games are way too close.
I think they got one more in them.
So, okay, Sixers in 5. Okay, so we move there.
I say 6.
I mean 6. Yeah. Sixers in 6. Warriors in 5. Okay, let's go Denver Spurs.
I want to say 6 just because I just feel like the Nets got one more. The Nuggets got one more in them. Because they just...
I go with that.
I feel they're too good at home, and I think they're going to get at least 2 more at home.
Okay. I go with 6. I call Nuggets 6. I was going to say 6 or 7, honestly.
Yeah, it could go 7. It could go 6 or 7. But I think the Spurs are going to win.
Yeah.
I just think... I think the Nuggets just... They're ahead of schedule. I think next year they'll probably be a little more...
Yeah. Okay.
Season and...
So we got Spurs in 6 or 7. Okay.
I like 6.
Toronto, Orlando.
How that's going? Isn't that
they won.
It's 1-1 or 2-1?
It was, last time I checked, it was 1-1.
Okay, so they're playing tonight. All right. I'm going to go with the Raptors and...
Come on, you know I'm from the old town, baby. Come on.
Rep
for my city.
I don't want to fuck over you, but I feel like...
Rep for my city.
I feel like it's almost like the Warriors. Because Kyle Lowry had such a horrendous first game. I think he's going to be on it the rest of the...
He ain't no factor, man. It's all about Kawhi.
He's not really a factor, but he's a factor. Like, he should be giving 20 a game.
Should.
And when he gives you 0, that affects. That hurts.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't think he's going to go under 18.
So what we call him, man? I'm saying Orlando in 5.
Well, I'm going to say Toronto.
Because I'm from the city.
I would say Toronto and...
Put an asterisk
6.
next to that. Okay, Toronto and 6. Orlando in 5 because I'm the 5 dog. And I'm from Orlando.
What I will say, though, if they win tonight, it's going to be 5.
If who? Toronto?
Yeah.
Okay.
Toronto win tonight, it's going to be 5.
Okay. Well, I'm going to stick by that even though I know that it's not
I'm
correct.
Say 6 for the record.
I know it's not correct, but I know how fair weather our fans can be. So I'm going to say Orlando 5. I need the city to come out supporting them boys. They finna win another 3 straight over Kawhi and them straight back braids. You know what I'm saying? That 2-door Explorer he been driving for forever.
You know what? And not to get out
and them New Balances that he wear.
Not to get out the subject, but you saw your boy RG3 finally got a lineup.
Yeah, man.
About, I'm going to try this for it. Like, boy, you should have done that shit about 5 years ago.
I heard he from Baton Rouge.
You know I've been talking so much shit about he ain't from Baton Rouge. He ain't from it.
Took a while for that to set in.
I think his people from Louisiana though.
Hey, I think you and Van Lathan, y'all did your boy a disservice, man. Y'all should have got that boy lined up a long time ago.
He just didn't want to do
Fox
it, man.
Amelia and Boosie. I'm upset at y'all.
That's that weird shit, bro. He kind of a weirdo.
He is the, I kind of fall into that realm as well, but not to his level. I'm not saying to his level, but I'm saying what I was getting at is that he is the white black boy. You know what I'm saying? He's black, but he's really a white boy at heart.
No, you ain't that.
No, but you got to hear me out. You got to hear me out though.
I guess
from where I'm from,
there's levels to it. That's what you're trying to say.
It's not. It's all relative.
You on the spectrum.
No, it's all relative, bro.
It was you're on the spectrum.
I'm saying what I'm saying. If you let me say it, I'm saying what I'm saying is that it's all relative. So when I was around like niggas from Mercy Drive and Ivy Lane and Pine Hills or whatever, like the hood dudes, I was like the white boy. You know what I'm saying? But then I go to school and let me walk into an honors class and be the only black dude in there. And I'm coming in there with like my Nike SB Dunks or whatever and, jerseys and all this matching. And it's like, oh shit, here come the hood. There go the neighborhood. Mm-hmm. So it's all relative. But I think with him, I think he is truly a black dude who is, for lack of a better word or phrase, he's a white boy by personality, through and through. You know what I'm saying? He probably till last week he been going to Supercuts.
I don't even think he been going there, man.
Well, he went and got the clippers from the pet store. He got them thick ass sheep shearing clippers, and just hit him with the. He didn't even go with the grain. Dude, he just all over the place.
He never even had a line up, man.
Nope.
He didn't even have a line.
His girl didn't care. I mean, that just goes.
He didn't care.
Yeah, but we only care so much. We only care until you get some pussy.
Right, man. That's what we do.
If it stopped getting us some trim, like I guarantee, like lineups and all that, like all right, man, like you ain't doing nothing with it.
But see, that's his problem. He had that, that she was rough. The little Becky he had out of college was rough.
Yeah.
He was just happy to have something.
Yeah.
But I didn't mean to get us off top.
Yeah, I forget. We was talking about Kawhi, man.
Yeah,
So, Magic in 5. I'm sticking with it. You heard it here. Double O. You know what I'm saying? AG00. I need you to show up. You know, on them boys tonight or whenever the next game is.
It's gotta be tonight.
So who else we got? We got Boston. Who Boston playing?
Boston is playing.
It don't matter.
Pacers.
Boston in 4. They ain't got Oladipo. They can't compete with Boston.
Okay, I'll give you that.
They just can't compete with
I can
Boston
see
right
4.
now. And I'm gonna stick with the East.
The only reason why I can see 5 is because like Boston is just have all that fucking internal turmoil going on. But they are just better than them, so I can see. I'm gonna go with 4. I'm gonna be with you on 4.
Yep, Boston already up 2-0. So, yeah.
Now they're going to Indiana. So
Yeah, and it's gonna be 3-0. So, and the game is tonight, 8:30. So let's go back. We did them. Celtics Pacers. You saying who? What you calling?
Didn't you just say 4?
I'm saying 4.
I'm saying I'm with you on that.
Okay,
4.
bet. Blazers and Thunder.
Oh, that's a good one there. Because the Blazers are up 2-1 right now.
2-0.
2-0?
2-0.
Oh.
And they play tonight, 9:30. ESPN.
Ooh.
That nigga Russ gonna be mad.
I think this gonna go 7.
They going home though, so
Yeah, I think this gonna go 7.
I'd say 6, but it depends on tonight.
I'm gonna go 7.
If they lose tonight,
I agree with you, but I feel like I'm just gonna being that we got to sit on something, got to take a stand. I'm gonna say 7, and I'm gonna go with the Blazers.
okay. Oh shit. I'm gonna say.
Yeah, 7.
I'm gonna say this is. I can't give you a straightforward fucking analysis on this one. I will, but I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say if OKC win tonight, I'll say 7. I'll say Blazers in 7. If OKC loses tonight, I'm gonna say Blazers in 5. But either way, I got Blazers coming out on top. Just because Russ ain't changed.
I still feel it's gonna go 6, even if they win tonight.
Nope.
Russ
has shown me that already. I've already seen that in Russ. And that Russ, if Russ ain't willing to change his game up to fucking spark something new, he ain't gonna change it up. I've watched OKC and them boys go at it with Golden State during the season, and it's like he played the same way every game. He played it so.
Well, either way, I already said Blazers in 7.
Okay, and we got one more game. Who we forgetting?
Houston, huh?
Houston Jazz.
Yeah, Houston and
4.
They up 2-0.
2-0. 4.
Houston and 4.
4. And we got Bucks Pistons too. Bucks 4.
Bucks
4.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 4.
Blake ain't even playing.
Yeah,
So
I'm gonna go 4.
4. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Our predictions. We didn't write them down, so we don't remember them. But you heard it here first.
It's gonna be in there.
Orlando in 5, baby. Mic drop. Oh shit, it really dropped. So
make sure you keep up with us. Again, you can find us on IG at the Hot Takes and Half Truth site with HT Square Pod on IG and Twitter.
yeah, give us some feedback, man. Give us some topics, really, because I know we touch on a lot of current events as far as the political sphere and as far as business goes and sports and some pop culture or whatever. But there's I get my opinion on whatever, man. Y'all want opinions on relationships and shit. You got 2 dudes who have the whole spectrum of experience except for divorce.
Yeah.
So everything up to divorce.
Well,
don't ask us how to handle divorce.
Not personally. I've been through it as a child.
Oh, okay. I too.
So, just not.
But we can't give you a participant's
It wasn't my divorce.
But give us everything, man. We don't want to become a caricature of ourselves, but we also, we versatile dudes. I like to think we are. So if there's a topic you want to hear about, hit us up. Slide in them DMs, man. HT Squared Pod on IG and Twitter. Hot Takes and Half Truth Pod on SoundCloud and YouTube. And if you're old school, want to email us.
Old school, new school. Baby.
I saw it. I saw the email. The email has changed. htsquaredpod@gmail.com. Or is that the same email?
It's the same.
Oh, shit. I thought it changed, man. Damn. Okay. Well, same email. We didn't change nothing.
Nope.
So if you sent us an email before, which you did it, because we ain't got nan.
I don't love it.
htsquaredpod@gmail.com. We building though. One thing I will say, man, y'all gonna see the journey, because you know, to start from nothing to where we at now, there's been progress, you know. And I'm reading a book right now, Chop Wood, Carry Water. And it basically, it's got a graph in there with what people think, you know, success looks like, and it's a straight linear path. But really what it is, you know, it's a slow climb, and then you level out for a little bit, you know, you get good at what you're doing, and you just kind of refine yourself there, and then there's a slow climb, right? So I think we talk about it every now and then, but we say like, okay, we got a new video set up, we got this, we got the board, you see the board, the mics and all this, and we incorporating more stuff. We're being more deliberate in how we do things and how we set things and everything. So it's coming, man. All that to say, it's coming. We working. So
all right, and
look for it.
Find me again, IG, Twitter at I am Ivy Joe.
Yeah.
Got my man here on IG and Twitter as well at Just King.
At Just Kinging.
And again, from the two of us to all of you, talk to you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Peace.